Welcome to Dancing with the Odds. It is October 9th, 2024. I am Dennis Tresca, and I'm here with my fellow Red Dads, as always, Aaron Patterson, Shawn Thompson. What's up, guys?
Hey.
How's it going? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel to ensure you never miss our totally awesome content.
Absolutely.
Today's show is going to be a good one because we're coming off a winning weekend, guys.
Yeah, 3-4 again.
This is so easy. This is so easy.
I wish it was so easy. So.
I know. We have been doing better though. Like since we switched to the straights, we're at least building, right?
Right.
So that's kind of fun to watch. And we had a real good weekend this weekend. The one we lost was the one I thought was a shoe-in.
Yeah,
right?
the
Wisconsin game.
Purdue, Wisconsin, I think, hit the over by themselves. So
yes, they did.
What are you
Where
do?
did that come from? I have no idea.
Yep.
So
yeah, they don't even know where that came from.
Yeah,
no.
And I was kind of thinking about them this week. I'm like, no, no,
fuck you, Wisconsin.
No.
So
this is normally when I say, and I think we haven't done this in a couple, but this is normally when I say, what's everyone drinking? But I feel like we're all kind of staying away from the booze right now, which is good. It's helping with the, making us feel better and all that good stuff. I know Shawn and I got a half marathon coming up in a few weeks.
2 weeks.
So it's definitely why I'm staying away from it. So got my Coke Zero over here.
Sober October.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Sober October. That rhymes.
It's a thing, I guess. I don't know.
If it wasn't, it is now.
Yeah.
It sounds better than dry January.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. It's
awesome.
totally lame.
So before we get into it, it is still lame. Correct.
Yeah.
And but
and it's funny too because we gained a couple followers. I was talking about the podcast at work yesterday, and people didn't believe me, and they're like, "Oh, what's it called? It's Dancing with the Odds. You guys should check it out." And then, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And I said, "If you listen to the old episodes, I'm pretty certain I was intoxicated in about 90% of the episodes." I said, "It's not going to be like that now, but
I think all three of us were.
I think maybe."
Yes.
There was a few
Especially
last year where all three of us were.
The Christmas one last year.
Oh,
that derailed. Yeah, that one was bad.
It was like an hour and a half of us slurring and.
But I said it's pretty much like I start off drinking triple IPAs, and you just kind of see the level increase.
And you would start stone cold sober too.
And an hour later, I'm like,
do a parlay.
18 leg parlay. Let's go.
Fuck those guys. We've already done it. So maybe that's the key. I said it was straights, but it's also sober straights.
Ooh.
Is that what they're called?
Sober straights.
Yep, it works.
Got a new segment now.
So this week on Sober Straights. All right, that doesn't sound fun at all.
And no one will listen.
And no one will listen, even less than we have now.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not drinking. And before we get into the weekend and how we're doing and everything, I do want to talk a little bit about a little side bet that was made with our podcast this weekend by a friend of mine. I haven't introduced him to you two yet. We've known each other a while. He's actually still in the Navy, and he has a podcast called The Fanatics, which is a sports podcast that he hosts with another friend of mine, Rob. And Navy played the Air Force this weekend, and I'm an Air Force vet. And he presented a bet that if Navy wins, I would have to sing Anchors Away, and vice versa. If Air Force wins, he would have to sing Wild Blue Yonder, which is the Air Force fight song. So I presented it to you two, and you guys were like, fuck yeah, we'll sing it with you, which is awesome, by the way.
Do it.
So thank you. So we agreed to the bet, and as we kind of thought would happen, Air Force got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
So we will be singing Anchors Away, but it will not happen on this podcast. We want to do it right.
Yeah, we're doing it right.
We're gonna make sure we're all in the same place. We're gonna sing it. There will be a video put out very shortly. So Matt, it's coming. Yep. We're gonna own up to our side of the bet.
Yep. So you're gonna love it.
Good win.
It's gonna be great.
Horrible.
Yeah,
we're not gonna shit all over the Navy. We're not gonna be like that. Now,
We're going to try.
The product might be horrible.
Right.
Right. It's not going to be good.
But we're not going to purposely.
No. It's just because we're terrible at
We're
singing.
just terrible at singing, but we'll give it our best.
But we're going to try.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying. Exactly right.
We're trying. So now I feel like there's going to be like an ongoing bet every year. So if you haven't checked out the Fanatics, by the way, I'll do a little plug for them. Check them out. It's awesome. It's all just sports. Sports. So it's good stuff. Those two guys are very knowledgeable. They're very funny. So check it out. All right. So getting into this weekend, give you guys some stats here. So the podcast went 3-1.
Nice.
Fantastic. So overall for our podcast bets on the year, we're 10-16. Going back and looking, the first 3 episodes, we hit 0 bets.
Damn.
Yeah, we were rough.
And we are now 10-16, so we're starting to,
we're getting there.
I feel like we're getting in a little bit of a groove maybe.
I think those parlays are just what killed us, It's just...
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You hit 2 out of 3 and you lose, right?
Right,
so,
right.
Okay, so for our individual records, we're starting to get a little better as well. So I actually had my best week of the year. I went 5-2. Shawn, you went 3-1. Aaron went 2-3.
Nice.
And we're all really close to 500. So I'm 15-17. Shawn, you're 16-15. So you're 1 game over. And Aaron, you dipped to 1 game below. You're 16-17. So we're all kind of right in there.
Yes.
I mean, to the layman sounds horrible, but in the betting world, that's pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
at
So
all.
we're just a hair off. They always say you want 51, 52, 53% even, and you're amazing.
Yeah.
So that's winning money. That's winning money. We're trying.
We are.
Right?
We are.
We're trying.
And we've won the past 2 weeks, so I think we're
on a heater. Is that a heater?
Yeah.
3 out of the last 4 weeks, we've been profitable. So we keep that
That's
going.
That's definitely a heater.
3 out of every 4 weeks. I mean, we're going to be at 10,000 no time.
Sure.
By wild card weekend.
Yeah.
Gotta
Oh
be.
my gosh. Then we'll just throw it all on the Super Bowl and be like,
Yeah.
Why did we do an 8-leg parlay for $10,000? What was Thompson thinking?
We got 50 cents left. How do we make 50 cents into $10,000? It's so easy.
Yeah.
No,
we bet against the Chiefs, and then they end up winning again.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you don't bet against the Chiefs. You just keep betting
Order
on them
referees.
until they lose, and then you
Yep.
Although they did lose a Super Bowl, just saying.
Yeah.
That is possible. Okay, so first off, as usual, we're going to talk a little college bets. So which one of you two would like to go first this week?
I'll go first.
Okay, Shawn's up.
Yeah, so I got 3 this week. Sticking with the academies, I did not realize how good Army is this week.
Yeah, they're very good. That was one of my wins last week.
Yeah, I was watching and preparing my singing voice during the Air Force Navy game, and then I looked up the damn video you sent, Dennis. I'm like, it's just 2.5 minutes long.
This is a hard song.
That was the first thing I looked at. Was like, how long are we going to be singing?
I was like, is this all instrumental? When I first clicked on it, no, there are words.
Nope,
no,
there's words.
There's words, but anyway,
high pitch.
You're welcome, folks. You're welcome.
It's coming. It's coming.
But Army's playing UAB. UAB's not. UAB is a program that was good, went away, and now has come back. And is back in Division I. But Army is just running roughshod over people, and they're
playing great.
And so this game's a home game for Army. They're 25.5-point favorites. I think they're going to run the score up. They're talking about possibly having 2 service academies with possibly undefeated records. So Navy and Army could physically play twice for the championship of their conference, and also the Army-Navy game.
The Army-Navy game.
And so
it might be worth watching this year.
So,
I never is.
Right. And so I always watch it. I like it. I think it's a cool.
It's football.
We'll see. It's football.
I mean,
it's usually the only game on that Saturday.
Yep.
And so, but I like Army at 25.5 over UAB.
Chores or something I could do.
I think they're going to score a lot of points. Yeah. And so the next one I've got is Ohio State. I can't believe I'm saying this. 3.5 over Oregon. Oregon has been playing better. They had a pretty rough start to the year, but they're playing better. However, this is Ohio State. This is where Ohio State makes bread and shut up. This is where they make their bread and butter each and every year. Unfortunately, they play their best in big games, And I think 3.5's low. I think they're going to win
I
by
do too. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And so they've got a solid defense. Their offense is outstanding. I think they're going to be able to run with work and then keep up with them. So I like Ohio State in that game, even though it is in Eugene, and Eugene's a tough place to play. And then lastly, I've got the SEC game. I guess I feel like we always have to pick one every week. I like Ole Miss, LSU under 63.5. Both of these teams have kind of and they have been not consistently, but they've been hitting the under. I see this more of a defensive game. In this game, this is in Baton Rouge, and so I like the under on this one at 63.5. So that's what I got.
I like it. I like all those.
Aaron,
what do you got?
I didn't have it, but kind of piggybacking off of your LSU Ole Miss, I like the under on that. I think LSU's got a better defense than most other teams that Ole Miss has played.
Correct.
But I also liked Ole Miss at -3.5 in that game. I didn't put it down, but it was one of the ones that I was looking at, and I kind of decided against it. So I wasn't going to do the throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks method.
Right.
So I just stuck with two.
Worked
but I
for you
wanted
in
to
the
piggyback.
past.
I wanted to piggyback off of that because that was one of the ones that kind of stuck out to me, and I liked. Ole Miss is good,
Right.
It's in, like you said, in Baton Rouge, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think Ole Miss will win that game, and I do like the under on that. And then piggybacking off of the Ohio State game, so I work with an Ohio State fan, and I initially liked the Ohio State line on that. And he kind of talked me out of it. He was like, it's
really?
one of those games. He's like, I don't know what's going to happen. He doesn't feel good about it. And just talking to him about it. And then I was like looking at what they set the over under at. And I was like, maybe that. And then he talked me out of that too. So I was like, okay, moving on to the next game. And I brought up another game. So that one
That's
kind of
interesting.
It scares me a little bit just from talking to him, who is an Ohio State fan.
Right.
But going to the games that I do have here, the first one that I've got, I know it's in Hawaii, but Boise State is a 20.5 point favorite at Hawaii. And really the only thing that I have to say about this, I'll expand a little more, but Ashton Genty?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Like,
Holy
that's
cow.
it. That's my argument right there, essentially. Like, just hand the ball off to the guy and
Let him go.
20.5 points. Hawaii's not good. This could be an easy, like, by halftime, they get the 21 points.
Right.
But to expand on it, he's got over 1,000 yards rushing already this season.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
He's averaging over 206 yards a game. And his yards per carry, take a guess at what his yards per carry are. Just a shot in the dark.
7.3.
Almost 11 yards per carry.
What the hell?
10.85 yards a carry.
Holy crap. And how many carries does he have?
I think they're
you
really...
didn't have that.
I didn't have that, no. But they're obviously leaning on him if he's got over 1,000 yards already.
Right.
That's wild, man. So at least, okay, you're right.
So the best team that Hawaii has played thus far is Sam Houston State, who put up 250 yards rushing on them.
Damn.
And they won 31-13.
Oh my
Hawaii
gosh.
did?
No.
Oh,
Sam Houston State.
Oh, gotcha.
So imagine what a Boise State team that has a better
they're gonna
defense
run all over him.
with.
Yeah, a ranked Boise State team.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I know it's in Hawaii, and Hawaii usually covers and does their thing at home, but
All right.
this Boise State team is good, and they've got a running back that's just going to run through that defense.
Right.
Wow.
So I like them, and I know that we talked about not doing those big spreads anymore, but
I did one.
I really like it with
Yeah.
as well as this kid is running the ball.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Then the other
Hawaii's
game
always awful.
Oh man, they're terrible. The other game that I got was James Madison. This is a Thursday night game. It's James Madison at home against Coastal Carolina. Initially, I wanted to go with the line on that, which was James Madison at 9.5. But then I started looking more at it, and the over-under currently sits at 60.5.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the under on that game would be pretty solid bet because James Madison has scored most of his points off of turnovers and special teams blunders. Coastal Carolina has only given the ball away 5 times this season.
Oh,
so it feels like that it's just going to be one of those games that grinds out.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a real high scoring game.
Okay.
It is just kind of the way it felt. And James Madison, they convert on 46% of their third down
wow.
tries.
Damn.
And on the flip side, Coastal Carolina allows 43.3% conversion rate on third down. So it feels like it's going to be a sustained kind of long drive type of grinded out game between the two.
That kills the clock and keeps the
Yep.
score low. Yep.
Yeah. So that, and 60.5 is a lot of points,
Right.
especially for a team like Coastal Carolina that's not a big offensive heavy team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good team. They're both good teams, which is why I think the under at 60.5 would be the way to go on that one.
Sure.
That's what I got for the college side.
Awesome. All right. I got 3 that I looked at. I also took Ohio State -3.5 at Oregon. I just think the Ducks offensive line is not very good. They've improved a little bit since those really rough games against powerhouses, Idaho and Boise State. But they haven't faced anything like the Buckeyes defense yet.
Right.
Yes, perennial powerhouses. That's right. Ohio State's defense, they're no joke, guys. They're like number 1 in the country in a lot of areas. They're allowing just 6.8 points per game and 202 yards per game. Not 202 yards like rushing or total.
Right.
Plus their receivers or running backs are much better than Washington's were last year, and we all remember how Washington beat Oregon twice.
Right.
So I just think Ohio State's gonna. I get what you're saying, Aaron. I get it, but we also think Ohio State fans are idiots. So maybe we put that in that bucket. No, I don't. I'm sure.
I think it's just the Homer fan being nervous about the game.
It could be because Oregon's, a lot of people have them picked to do big things this year. So
he's pretty solid. He does a lot of with the head, not the heart kind of thing. So that's
fair.
I mean, he's pretty good at looking at all angles. And when he was like, oh, I was like, all right.
I still like it. So I'm going. All right, moving on to the next one. I have a feeling we're not going to pick that one anyway. So Cal at Pitt. I like Pitt -3.5. So, okay. So Cal, they blew that huge lead, right? 25-point lead against Miami last week.
Lost
and now
to Florida State.
Now they got to fly all the way across the country to Pitt. Pitt is on fire. They're at 5-0 right now.
Yeah.
They're revamped offense. They're just like they're moving the ball through the air again. I think they're going 6-0 after this. 3.5 points is like way low. This should be 6 or 7 points, I think.
Yeah,
so
I really like that one.
That one's a pretty good one. And then the other one, this one's having a little fun, right? Red River rivalries this weekend. Texas, Oklahoma. I like the under on this one at 49.5. And before you freak out, just hear me out here. All right. So usually
this one is always over, if I remember.
I know, always, right?
About this last year, right?
Yeah. And I've got a stat here. So they've averaged 70 points per game in the last 14 meetings.
Yep.
However, this year the Sooners offense, they're struggling. Texas has a solid defense. So does OU. And I think they can keep Texas under 35 points. I don't think this is going to be close or anything. I don't think OU will do much on offense, but I could see this being like a 28-10, maybe like, I don't know, maybe even like 35-10 kind of game, But I think OU will limit the damage. I don't think Texas is going to score 60 points on them like they can on a lot of other teams. So I could see this going under 49.5. So,
well, and to expand on that, a game that they had earlier this year, Oklahoma, that is, that would probably be close to this Texas game was that Tennessee game that they played in Norman, and that ended up being a 25-15 game. Tennessee's fairly similar. I mean, they've got a dynamic offense just like Texas. They've got a solid defense just like Texas. So yeah, I see where you're coming from there.
Yeah.
Awesome. And it's kind of fun because it's one of those rivalry games kind of early in the season,
Right.
So cool. Well, right on. Well, do we want to move on to NFL or discuss what we like for college?
Let's discuss college.
Okay.
come up with our
So what is
with our
standing out?
likes.
I really
Standing
like
out
that
for you.
Cal and Pitt pick.
The
I
Cal
do
Pitt
too.
game.
I do
Okay.
too. Yep.
Okay.
I feel like I looked at that one too, and I was like, but I didn't write it down for some reason. I don't know why.
So I like that Ole Miss LSU under. That one really stood out to me from your group there, Shawn.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it too. Actually, those
that
are
one-
the two games that I starred from you guys that I liked.
And then out of yours, Aaron, I like that Boise State one, even though it's a
Yeah.
big spread
I do too.
for
I
all
think
the
Boise's
reasons you
gonna-
stated.
Yeah, I
And-
think Boise's going to blow them out. So.
Oh yeah, but there's going to be that one instance where it's just like stupid because it's
Oh, well, yeah.
Hawaii and they're good
Right.
at
Yeah,
covering the spread at home.
it happens
But I
every
think
week.
they're just
right?
going to get blown out by halftime. I bet.
Right. Do you know what Boise's record is against on the over or against the spread? This year?
I don't, but I know Hawaii was like 10-5 or something stupid like that at home against the spread.
Okay. They're 3-2 this year against the spread. So
Not horrible.
nope.
That's winning money.
Utah State, they covered the over. Washington State, they covered the over. Is that Portland State? What the hell school is that? They lost that.
It's not real.
Probably a bunch of dentists. Yeah, who knows?
Probably something weird like that. But that's the
Not even real doctors.
all right. That was the spread on that game was 42.5.
That's a big spread.
Yeah. So, but they hit the over on that. Let's see, Oregon, they hit that because they were 18-point underdogs.
Oh, that was
And they
an
lost
early
by
game.
3, and then Georgia Southern they didn't. So they've hit the last 2, and including
Okay.
last weekend they were 28-point favorites, and they covered and they won by 32 against Utah State.
Well, I think they they found out this Gene T is the real
Just
deal.
give
and
him
they've
the
been
ball. This
riding
is now
him,
the
yeah.
Right.
So he gets hurt first quarter, and then we're like,
Oh yeah, and then Hawaii
Yeah.
wins straight up.
I'm just trying to think of the ways we're going to be cussing this weekend.
Right.
So then what do we feel best about between the SEC
I think
game?
we'll like the Cal Pitt game for sure.
Yeah, that one we'll highlight that one. But between the Ole Miss LSU versus the Boise State Hawaii seems like the other two that we all like.
Well, and another thing to think about is this Boise State Hawaii game is probably going to finish when we are all sleeping.
That might be a good thing.
So it's not going to be one of those ones that we sit up and wait to see if we come through.
Yeah,
But,
probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be one.
Probably not.
This could be one that we go with the Ole Miss LSU, and then
If that doesn't hit,
if that doesn't hit, somebody could
Ah.
maybe make a run before the game starts.
I actually like that.
Maybe recover a little bit
Maybe,
if one of them.
sneak over to Iowa
Well,
and pop.
I
one
will
in.
say this, that the over-under on Ole Miss LSU has increased to 62.5.
It was you have 63.5 on here.
Or do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh.
it's decreased. Damn it, because
Well-
people are betting the under.
There you go.
I still like it.
What do they know?
What do they know?
Should we do that?
Let's do it. I say
Okay.
we bet Ole Miss, and then we keep.
Should we just parlay all three of them?
No,
Yes!
no, we're sober. Sober straight. I like Aaron's method there.
Okay.
Bet the Ole Miss LSU under.
And who's
And then
going to
you
drive
decide
over on
that-
Saturday?
Well, actually, we could probably drive over to Warhorse and place that bet if we really
That's
wanted to get
true.
an extra bet in.
Yeah.
Just
Warhorse
a thought.
Omaha just opened. Great
Yeah,
choice.
Warhorse
I've never
Omaha.
been there. I mean,
Be great if they wanted to sponsor us or something.
Yeah.
Warhorse.
Since we're giving them
Omaha.
all this free publicity.
Maybe
That
hang a
disclaimer?
banner for us.
5 people are going to
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
disclaimer.
All right.
By the way, I was in a meeting yesterday, strategy meeting with some of my peers and my boss, and one of my peers said disclaimer to me during the meeting.
That's
Just want to say
awesome.
that. Shout out to Eugene.
Nice.
Not Eugene, but you, comma.
Eugene.
Eugene.
Got it.
All
Okay,
right, cool.
Cal Pitt, 3.5. Got it.
Yep. Cal Pitt 3.5. Ole Miss LSU under 62.5. Correct.
And maybe Boise State. Okay.
Yeah, Boise State is the wild
Is
card.
the
we
maybe.
might jump on. Yeah. All right, let's jump into the NFL.
Okay.
Go for it, Shawn.
Pull up my notes here. So, I didn't like anything. Yeah, it really,
Nope.
it really was
tough.
Hard week.
Things
Yeah,
that
it's
I
tough.
was really excited about. So, first, just for the pure hatred of the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going with the money line for the Lions. Lions are good. I think, did Dallas end up winning this past
They
week?
did. They won.
They did, yeah.
They won.
They ended up pulling it out against Pittsburgh. And so, but Detroit's a way better team than Pittsburgh.
And Goff's playing in a dome.
Right.
And coming off a bye week, right? Didn't have a game last weekend, did they?
Yeah, they're coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Detroit, that is.
yeah, the Dallas offense just isn't that robust at all. Lions D's good. Their offense is solid. So I think Lions pulled that one off in that game. The other one that I've got, because nothing else looked good at all. New England is reportedly going to be starting Drake May this week. So I think their offense is probably going to struggle. I mean, it's just, first start. And so I don't think they're going to put a ton of points up. Houston's been kind of wishy-washy. They're either dynamite or they're not. And so, so we'll see how it goes. And now that Nico Collins is out, how is that going to affect the offense for Houston? So I've got the under on Houston, New England, under 38.5.
Nice.
But like I said, otherwise, it took me a lot of pondering on the lines this week because nothing just looked that great.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that because I felt the same way. And the funny thing is, all three of us came up with 6 completely different bets, and that kind of tells you that we were having a hard time. Nothing really stood out, right?
Right.
Cool. What you got, Aaron?
Well, I didn't put this one down, but kind of going off of what Shawn was saying there with New England, Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Carr has got an oblique thing that's keeping him out, and they said that Spencer Rattler might be starting.
Oh,
boy.
Yikes.
Tampa Bay is a 3.5-point favorite currently. That one.
We're not going to put Taysom Hill back into quarterback? And
Yes, no, maybe that's the
I think he's hurt.
smoke. Oh,
I
is
think
he?
Hill's hurt. Yeah.
Oh.
So that could be, 3.5. That's
I like, actually, that's
in
good.
New Orleans, but Tampa Bay's got a good defense, and Baker's playing pretty well right now. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that could be one to think about.
I don't hate it.
I didn't put it down. It clicked when he said that about
Tampa Bay's 3.5
on the paper, so it counts as one of your bets.
That's probably not a bad bet.
Now it is.
Right.
Good.
Probably.
It is now. Good job bringing that one up.
So this one's gonna sound weird, and it's kind of like Dennis, yours on the Red River rivalry game.
It's kind of hard to say, isn't it? Yeah.
The Washington at Baltimore game currently sits at 51.5, and I'm liking the under on that game. 51.5 points is a lot between two NFL teams.
It is.
Especially with mediocre defenses, which they both kind of have right now.
Yes.
They've got good offenses, but the one thing that I had looked at that was interesting to me is I think at this point Washington does have an offense that's decent, but it may be a little fool's gold right now.
Okay.
Their success rate is only 38 last week in that blowout win was only 38.5%.
Huh.
Which
Interesting.
was kind of interesting. And Baltimore's got a far better defense than what they had. They played last week. Who the hell did they play last week? And blew them out.
Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, they should know this. We bet on that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm drawing a blank here.
We're trying, folks.
I mean, look at their settled win bets. They beat the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the Browns.
Really? That was
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Baltimore has definitely got a better defense than Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah.
And Washington's front seven is good. Their secondary's hot garbage right now, but their front seven should be good enough to at least slow Henry down. So that's why I feel like it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. We're going to kind of see what kind of team Washington is now. Like,
Right.
are they going to have that offense that's going to be able to put up the numbers like they did against Cleveland? Of course, Baltimore going to bring them back down to earth a little bit.
Right.
51.5 points is a lot, so that's why I like the under on that.
Okay.
And then I went with a player prop on the second one.
I like it.
I guess the third one, since Tampa Bay is one of mine now. T. Higgins, 50-plus yards receiving.
Is that really the line?
No, well, you can't find him on FanDuel right now. I think you got to wait until it's closer to the game. So I went on DraftKings.
Okay. Just
and
curious.
DraftKings has several different levels that you can pick. The 50-plus was at minus 135, and I thought that was a pretty, that's
good value for that.
Kind of his sweet spot right there. He was injured early in the season. He came back. He's hit 2 out of the 3 over on what his line was. And let's see, last week against Baltimore, he got 83 yards. The week prior to that, he got 60 yards. And then his first game back after his injury stint was 39 yards. But the thing that I like is his target share is going through the roof right now.
Right.
So I don't know if everybody's paying attention to who's the hell's the other? Yes, Jamar Chase or what the deal is. But he had 14 targets last week against Baltimore, 10 targets 2 weeks ago against Carolina. First game back, he had 6 targets.
Wow.
So Burrow's looking his way.
Right.
I think 50 yards would be easy to get.
If you're getting 14 targets. So.
Right. And they're playing New England, right?
No, they are playing the Giants.
Oh, yeah, even better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of the same defense, but.
Yep.
So I think 50 yards, over 50 yards for him would be good, especially if we could get it at that minus 135 or right around there.
Right.
Double our money.
I like it. Awesome. All right. So I'll give you guys mine. So I did some weird ones here too, or I at least did one weird one. So I kind of like San Francisco. I like the over for team points, 25.5 points. Okay. So they're playing Seattle. Seattle has a very bad defense. And you talk about the fool's gold thing, right? They looked pretty good the beginning of the year, but they also benefited from playing rookies and backups in their first 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, they gave up 42 to Detroit, and then last week they gave up 29 to Daniel fucking Jones without Malik Neighbors.
Right.
Like, that guy's horrible.
Put some respect on Daniel Jones' name.
No, I will not. I will not. He's a bad quarterback.
Woody from Toy Story?
Yes.
There's a snake in my boot.
That's going to be a YouTube short. San Francisco's offense has been struggling a little bit at times. I mean, it's weird because they'll play a really good half and then they'll play a bad half like they did against my Cardinals last week, right? But they still have a lot of elite playmakers on this team, even without McCaffrey. So it doesn't take much. Purdy just needs to get the ball in the right hands, and they're off to the races.
Right.
Other game I have, Arizona at Green Bay. Green Bay -5. I was actually surprised you didn't jump on that one, Shawn. Arizona's defense ranks near the bottom of the league in like everything. And I think I said that at the beginning of the year. I'm like, they're going to be like the worst defense.
Yep.
29th in net yards per pass allowed, 23rd in opponent passer ranking, 30th in third down defense. Green Bay's offense is decent. They're getting healthier. Romeo Doubs is coming back.
Week, so.
Right?
Yeah.
Packer, they're ranked 13th in third down defense. So you heard about all that. They're much better on defense on the other side. 7th in opponent passer rating. So it goes on and on. They're ranked higher than the Cardinals in like every statistical category, which is what it is. My Cards are coming off that emotional victory last week. I
think there's going to be a bit of a letdown.
There's going to be a little bit of a letdown. Kyler Murray's never played at Lambeau.
Oh.
May even struggle playing on actual grass. So I just see Green Bay covering this. I love my Cardinals, and I love to see them win, but I don't see it happening this week, and I think they lose by a touchdown.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love did look better last week because he looked pretty rough the first couple especially that first game back. You could tell he was kind of
there's rust, right? You missed some games. These guys don't play at all in the preseason anymore,
right?
And he comes back game 1 and gets hurt, and it's doesn't get a chance to get into a groove. So he'll get there.
So no, I think not even because I'm a Green Bay fan, but I like the rationale there. So I saw it. I'm like,
You didn't want to be the homer. You didn't want to do the homer thing.
But if I do it, then they're gonna lose, and
Right.
And then it's my fault because I jinxed them.
And five's a pretty big spread for the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
And it is. And watch, the way I will say one thing about the Cardinals, like I don't think their defense is very good, but they do tend to play above their level. This whole year, they tend to keep it close.
Yeah,
they almost beat Detroit, and before Detroit kind of pulled away, and so yeah, I get why you'd be worried about that.
And Green Bay's had a bad habit this year of shooting themselves in the foot. Like they have the penalties this year they'll have a great play and then it's holding call. It's always just
sounds
something.
familiar.
All right, yeah. So
yeah,
that's why I'm always a little leery of that myself. But it's just again,
I get it, totally get it.
Yeah,
we're all sports fans here. We all get like little. We might not be superstitious, but we're all a little stitious,
right?
To quote Michael Scott. So, all right. What do we like? I'll say I'll start and say Lions money line is like my favorite of the bunch right now.
I like it too.
Nice, the Cowboys.
If nothing else, just because fuck the Cowboys.
Cheer against them in two different ways.
Yeah.
Yep. And so,
and a little pat on the back to Matt
and
there.
We won't really double our money with that because it's currently at 174 on the money line. So
it's a little
be a little under there, but if we're looking to double,
we're still getting money back. But yeah. Okay.
But that was kind of how our Washington bet was last week. So I think we ended up winning just under half.
Not necessarily a bad thing, right? To throw one in there like that.
Right. So kind of a safety one. But let me look here. A $20 wager would win $11.49. So it'd be
so half back.
Yeah.
A little more than half back.
Not great. So, I mean, that would be one thing to maybe take into consideration if we're truly trying to double up each one. But winning's some things, I guess,
winning's
better
winning.
Than nothing. So
yeah, losing 20 versus getting 11 back.
Right.
That sounds a lot better.
Okay. It does. It does.
I will save that one.
What else you guys like?
I kind of like the Washington Baltimore under. Makes sense. It's in Baltimore.
It is.
Here, I got the FanDuels.
Yep, it's at Baltimore.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a tough place for a rookie quarterback to play. It's
at some point. I mean, he's got to turn into a pumpkin or something, right?
Right.
I mean, he's been playing out of his mind.
Defenses are going to scheme him eventually.
Yeah, right. And so, I mean, I could go with that.
I actually like that one and the T. Higgins one. I like those both. I do. Good job on those, Aaron.
I mean,
because I honestly think Higgins might go over 100, but
while we're at it, I kind of like the Bucks too. So
I do like that one.
I know
too.
It was your extra bet, but I do like it.
I probably like that one more than the over.
The Tampa
than the under there.
Yeah, I liked all your rationale there with Carr being out. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to double check on Taysom Hill, but I'm pretty sure there's something going on.
The last thing that I read was that they're looking at potentially starting Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. No, I just meant about Hill being hurt.
Yeah, being out.
Even as for you, the way they use him regularly, just having that not on the field anymore, could be a big deal.
All right,
let's do it. What if we went Lions and Bucks? What if we did both of those?
Yeah, so the Bucks is minus 110. Yeah, so I
think that's better, right? Yeah, it's about a double. So, do we want to do that?
Sure,
I like it.
I like it. Look at us. We have bets. We have bets, gentlemen. And we even have a pocket bet in case we want to throw one extra one out there.
Right.
So,
one of us time to drive across the river. Or just go to Warhorse.
Yeah.
Maybe we could all check it out.
Well, either way, we will bet them legally somewhere.
Yes.
Disclaimer.
There it is. All right, so here's our bets, guys. College, we're going Cal at Pitt, taking Pitt -3.5. Ole Miss, LSU, we're taking under 62.5. And over into the NFL, we're taking the Bucks -3.5 at New Orleans, and Lions money line at Dallas.
Like it.
Love it. Those sound like winning bets to me.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was the next question.
Okay.
$20 per line.
Okay. So what is our bankroll at right now?
We have $107.98.
We broke $100. All right. So if we go 20 per bet, it's gonna help us build.
27.
Right? So,
yeah, we'll have $27 left.
27 left. Okay. So I'm for it. Aaron, yell.
Aaron left.
Okay. Aaron left us.
I'm trying to get plugged in because my thing says it's gonna die.
Oh yeah, don't die on us. We're almost to the end. Okay, cool. Let's do 20 per bet then. Let's do that.
Okay, so the 20 on the Ole Miss game will win us 17.39. So about double up. Pittsburgh 18.87.
Okay.
Detroit, like I said, will be like 11.49. And the Tampa Bay game will be 18.18. So
all right.
Could be
That's
a good
nice
weekend.
little build up for us. Yeah.
If
we hit them all, we could bet 25 next week,
yeah,
you know?
parlay at $20 is 198.45.
Okay.
Just saying.
Throwing that out there.
I'm not doing that, but yeah. I'm going to delete that. Okay.
Just
so that when we hit them all, we go, why don't we do the parlay? It. So dumb.
Yeah.
Food for thought, guys. Just saying.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. All right. Well, I think that's it. That's our bets. Please make sure that you're helping us out by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's in the bottom right. I'm not going to try to point. Last time we all tried pointing. We all pointed in the wrong spot.
Did not work well.
Shawn's pretty close. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be. All right. There should be a little icon there. Click on it. You could subscribe. Makes it really easy. Otherwise, if you're listening, please give us a follow and a like. Helps us out quite a bit. Yeah. Any parting shots, gentlemen?
I know we gained a couple followers yesterday, so shout out to Nick and Kelsey. Thank you for following. Hopefully they get some. I know Nick likes to bet a little bit, and so with this, win you some money if you follow our advice.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for following. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So,
and they're gonna hopefully they're gonna listen to us sing.
Yeah, maybe. I told them about that too. I said it's gonna be awful, but might want to check it out. So
I think that might gain us some followers here once we get that posted.
Yeah,
it's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be great. So. No, I got a good feeling. I think we're going to have another good weekend. So
I do too.
I do too. We'll be hopefully knocking on the door of 200 here soon.
Here we go.
Well, it should be by the end of the weekend, in all honesty. So should be pretty close.
We got this.
I like it.
All right, gentlemen. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching / listening. Talk to you next week. Talk about our winnings.
Thanks
everybody.
Thanks, guys.